And it's time now for Ask the Expert. Today we have Brenda Hollingsworth here taking your questions. So send us your questions this morning, and you can get us hold of us on the phone, 613-789-6559, extension 2803. Ottawa.morning@ctv.ca. Personal injury lawyer Brenda Hollingsworth joining us this morning. And we're going back to basics today. We're going to talk about some of the very common situations you may find yourself in and how you need to navigate through them. Brenda, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
It's been some time.
Yes.
You had a good summer?
Very good summer. Thank you so much.
Good. Okay, let's talk about how we're all back to our routines now.
Yes.
We're back on the road a little bit more than maybe we were in the summer. And so you could find yourself in a number of different collisions, a motor vehicle accident, you could be the pedestrian, you could be the driver, maybe it's something involving a cyclist. We've seen so many of those in the recent years.
Yes.
What are you seeing a lot of these days?
In September, typically we see a lot of summer car accidents.
Okay.
August is actually the #1 month for car accidents in Ontario and in a lot of North America.
Why is that?
I think more people are driving casually. So we have a lot of snowy weather, of course. So there's a lot of fender benders in the winter, but in the summer there's speed, distraction, alcohol.
More serious collisions.
That's right. So people having accidents. So September, we see a lot of people who've had summer accidents, unfortunately.
Wow. And so, like you say, people maybe tend to be a little bit more relaxed behind the wheel, taking some more chances because the weather is not bad.
That's right.
They take chances otherwise.
Right.
Not a good thing.
No.
But then that's where you come in because that's where we see a lot of catastrophic injuries.
That's right. So there's a lot of serious injuries that come in. And even in September, there's all of a sudden a lot of variables on the road, like children going back to school, as you say, cyclists, pedestrians. There is a lot, and the construction is still going on in September, October.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of permutations out there that can lead to accidents.
What do you do if you find yourself in an accident? What's your #1 thing first?
Absolutely. Do not call the lawyer from the accident scene if there are injuries, right? #1 thing that you do is deal with your injuries, your passengers' injuries, injuries in the other vehicle if it's a multi-vehicle accident, cyclists, pedestrians. Absolutely, activating the emergency response is the #1 thing.
Calling 911.
Calling 911. And a lot of people think that, they really don't want us to call for accidents, or, you call and the police sort of say, well, is anybody injured? And if you don't see a big pool of blood, you say no. Anytime there's an injury, like if your neck is sore at the scene, you actually probably have a fairly serious injury because those kinds of things kick in later. If you're feeling it at the scene, it's not nothing.
Because when you're in an accident like that, you could be on a little bit of an adrenaline that masks a lot of what you're actually dealing with.
That's right. And like strains, sprains, even fractures. We have people who discover like an ankle fracture like 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
So if you're feeling something, phone the police and try to get them to come. Makes a big difference.
After that, that would be the first step, and then I would imagine filing a report about that, having something documented with police that there has been a collision.
So if the police come, they are going to do a motor vehicle accident report. So that report will have your name, other drivers' names, other people involved. It might have a diagram. It should have a diagram of what happened.
Yep.
Now keep in mind, if they show up after you've moved the cars, the diagram may or may not be accurate. They're going to go by what you say and what the other people say.
Yeah. Can that affect your case?
It can, actually.
Yeah.
So the best thing that you can do, if you're able, obviously some situations you're not, but if you're able, documenting with your phone.
Taking your own pictures.
Exactly, where the cars are before you move them. Sometimes you do have to move the cars because people need to get through and it's unsafe. But try to get pictures first, especially if it's controversial.
Okay, we're going to continue this conversation with Brenda. If you have any questions for her, give us a call right now. There's our information on your screen, 613-789-6559, extension 2803. You can send us a question in an email form or on Facebook, and I can ask it on your behalf if you don't want to ask her yourself. Ottawa.morning@ctv.ca.